And we're live, ladies and gents and boys and girls. Welcome to another edition of Kayfabe Corner. I am your host, JPO Jordan Pearson. Today, I'm joined by one of the fastest rising stars of the Florida independent wrestling scene. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Wheezy T. Wheezy, what's up, buddy?
What's up, baby? JPO. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Pick that brain of yours, talk to you a little bit. First of all, literally, how are you doing? Fun, crazy times we're living in. What an interesting time for you to begin your wrestling career. How you been, man?
Woo! I'm all right, man. Like you said, it's definitely been a crazy time to be living in, but I'm going strong, man. Keeping my head up, trying to stay positive. It's the best thing we can do nowadays. Is keep your head up and stay positive. So that's what's getting me through all this stuff. Wasn't feeling too well not too long ago, but I'm actually coming back off of it. I'm healthy, I'm stronger, I'm training again, and just hoping to stay in the swing of things.
Absolutely. So let's go back now to the beginning here. Where does wrestling come in general with you?
Oh man, it's just like a childhood passion, man. I'm sure everybody has the same story, but mine's just as similar as everybody else. Watching since I was young. My sister was the one that got me introduced to wrestling because at the time she had a boyfriend that loved wrestling. So they would put on Attitude Era stuff, and I'd sit there 3 years old just watching the stuff, like looking dazed, like open eyes, drooling. And ever since then, man, it's just been nonstop, man. I can't remember a time where I wasn't watching wrestling. Everybody liked Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that, but I was just like a wrestling fan. Wrestling, yeah, man. That's where it kind of starts off for me. Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's my favorite wrestler. That's like
my next question. Who's your number one guy? So you're a Jeff Hardy guy?
Jeff Hardy guy, man. He's just such an inspiration. People will say whatever they will about him, but since he made it, it makes me feel like anybody could make it. You know what I'm saying? If you could put your top belt on somebody like Jeff Hardy, man, you could put it on somebody. It could be anybody. You know what I mean? So it really gives me hope. As a young wrestler. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So when does your first steps into wrestling begin here? How old are you? Where do you start training?
I'm 23 years old. I started, I'd say about maybe 2.5 years ago. And I knew I always wanted to get into wrestling, but it all happened so fast, man. I was just talking about it with my nephew, and I was like, man, I want to get into wrestling sometime, but I honestly, I wasn't in the financial position to even be thinking about wrestling. But what I did was even though I wasn't ready to start, I called them up anyway. I saw an ad on Facebook of all things for Tampa Bay Pro, and how they had, the Lethal Academy, and how, successful it has been already. I just decided to give them a call just because I wanted information, because you got to do your research, of course, before you start getting into anything. So I was just like, hey, at least I can do some research, you know what I mean? And that'll keep my hopes up. So, for when I actually do get in a position. But for some reason, I just ended up signing up for their new class. Didn't even think twice about it. I got all my information, and I was like, you know what? Something is telling me to just go for it. Let me go for it. You know what I mean? So I signed up for their next class, and they worked so well with me. Jay Lethal is the person that won, and also is an incredible trainer, along with assistant coach David Mercury. They both have been very influential in my wrestling career. They've made, if not my passion, a lot stronger by watching them, teach, and how they explain, and they don't give up on you, and they push you to be better. I can't ask for a better set of trainers. You know what I mean? It's definitely been anything but lighting. It's been lighting the fire that was already there, but it intensifies, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'm always interested in the origin of a name, because I have an inkling your mother didn't name you Wheezy T. So where does Wheezy T come
from? Wheezy T came from, to be honest, it was not my first choice, and it definitely didn't even really cross my mind. It was just one of those impulse type of deals. We actually had a class. It was a promo class, and Jay invited Lanny Poffo down to the school, and we had Irez, man, he's a great guy. Shout out to Irez. They set up almost like a setup for old school like promos. Like Lenny Poffo would be like your interviewer, and then you'd come in, you cut a promo. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm sitting here sweating because like I have to cut this promo, and I don't know who I'm gonna cut it as. But I was talking to Mercury, and we were just messing around, and he was like, it would be funny is if you did it like, if you had like your inhaler and you came out as like this asthmatic character, and you made it over like over the top, you know what I mean? So I kind of just went with it because I actually, they know I have asthma, you know what I mean? Like, and it is kind of prevalent in my life. So I guess it stemmed from me just hitting my inhaler in front of him. He was like, it would be cool, you know what I mean? So I was like, I'm gonna give it a try, and then I did, and it kind of got like a good reception. And it's also, once you think about it as a whole, it's something that is very unique, you know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? I think this could work. I have a bunch of ideas that would do very well. And, it's also a way to stand out. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this character. I'm going to take it for a ride, and I'm going to see where I go with it. And it's been very well for me so far. You know what I mean? I love it. I love being Wheezy. Like, it's fantastic. And it's also like who I am. Like, I am asthmatic, man. Like,
is it around your neck right now?
It is. Bada bing. It's not easy being, and I mean that with whole honesty. Let me tell you.
I know. I think I have one of your other ones still in my car, by the way, if you ever remind me.
Really? I was wondering. I lost an inhaler, and I figured I left it at the venue. I'll have to come get that from you.
I think I sent you hints, and I forgot then, too. My bad. I sent you a photo. Like, oh, I have this, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm gonna sign it for you. No.
oh, you know what? I might take you up on that, man. Have it in my little keepsake, and one to be like, I got the first inhaler. Watch that be a gimmick one day. Oh man, you should. How cheap are those? Are those expensive?
Yeah, something like that. Not that bad. I got like 100 of them back in my crib right now, man. Just a bunch of freaking dummies.
Did you ever toy around with any other names or anything?
What do you mean?
Before Wheezy T, was there any other name cropping up in your head?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh my God. Like a few names kind of came to mind, but like one of them was Tyson Torres. Because Tyson was like the closest thing to my name that's not Tyshawn, and then Torres is like to my best friend. It kind of is like a homage type of deal because her last name is Torres, so. I kind of was like, hey, that kind of doesn't sound too bad. You know what I mean? But characters, I never really had much of like a character. You know what I mean? Like I thought of like, I tried thinking about it, but I never really had something definitive that I would say, you know what, this might be a way for me to go. All I had were like names. It's just, like I was actually struggling a lot at that point before I actually figured out I wanted to be Wheezy. Like I was like, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? Like, how can I express myself in the best way? And to be honest, like when he told me that, I was like, you know what? I have that's perfect. That's a brand. I could brand it, like there's so much you can do with it. And it's really good marketing, like it's easy marketing, it kind of says itself, you know what I mean? It ain't easy being Wheezy, you know what I mean? Like, so, I did, but it was very rough up to that point, very rough, but it worked out for me,
So, of course, you're also in a tag team with Logan Cruz, the Gifted. Do you like being in a tag team? Do you consider yourself more of a singles guy? Do you like doing both?
Oh man, I actually love doing both. Let me tell you, but my partner Logan and I have definitely been doing very well. I love the tag team. Like me and him actually both wrestled our first match at the same time as a tag team. So we actually had no plans of actually being a tag team beforehand. But as soon as we got in the ring with each other, we were like, we could make this something. Why not go for it? You know what I mean? And we both have had the same like-minded mindset. You know, we both come to train. We both, you know, get ourselves available. We both try to take on as many bookings as we can and throw our names out there, you know. So it's very good to have somebody in your corner like that that also like pushes you to be just as good, if not better, you know what I mean? So, you know, if I could definitely keep up with the tag team stuff and do more tag team stuff rather than single stuff, I'm all for it because, you know, I think we have something like going very well, you know what I mean?
One of your early matches too was actually against your trainer Jay Lethal. What was that like?
Oh man, it's let me tell you, it is the most nerve-wracking thing ever. The most nerve-wracking thing ever. And it also just so happened to be my first match ever. So in front of a crowd, by the way. So it was I remember me and Logan just being in the back, man, like just losing our minds. Like, oh my God, how's this gonna go? We can't look stupid, we can't do this. Like we were trying to remember everything. Like it was let me tell you, it was the most nerve-wracked I've ever been. But let me tell you, to have fantastic trainers like that they carry you, they make you look good, and they keep you on track, man. Like it was definitely like one of my most nervous but like fulfilling experiences, man. Like I remember that thing like just as clear as ever, if that makes sense.
Now you mentioned Lethal and Mercury. Anyone else you gonna kind of give a little bit of a props to for helping you, maybe some good advice or guided you along the way?
Oh man, Zach Romero, like Zach Romero has been very influential in my career. Let me tell you, Zach has helped me out with lots of character stuff and helped me mold the person that I am today. So definitely is huge shout out to Zach Romero. Um, Ryan right now, Ryan O'Connor, he's one half of the Ascension. He just started training at or just started teaching at the Lethal Academy. He has also been very influential as of late. He definitely takes his time with students, and he is a wealth of knowledge, man. So I can't tell you how much of inspiration he's been to the Lethal Boys and everybody that's getting their work in, man. And you know, Snoop and Hunter OAO, you know, they always lend us some tips, and I'm always talking to them too, you know. So they definitely help out with our career, as well as like Eddie Torres. Eddie Torres has always been like uncle to us. He as well as, you know, been very influential in my wrestling career. You know, if I didn't have anybody like that, you know, I don't know where I.
So, what are your favorite matches you've had so
Sounds
far?
good.
Who have you really clicked with?
Okay, all right. Now we're now it's getting good. Let me tell you, two off of the bat would have to be Jay Sky and Richard King of the Rapture. Those guys, whenever we step foot in the ring with those guys have unbelievable chemistry with us. We do our best to, you know, make magic in the ring, and those guys, they're just like us, and as in regards as like the same person, you know. So they're very easy to get along with, very easy to in the ring, and very easy to work with. So all the credit to those guys. Those guys deserve the world. Another one would probably have to be um, First Class. Those guys are fantastic. Um, I was training Logan, Big Joe, which is known as Ron Bass Jr., and Daniel Starling. We all train together. We all work together. So we know each other better than we know, you know, ourselves. So every time we get in the ring together, you know, we get to work, and those guys are stars too. So it's always like a pleasure to share the ring with those guys, you know. Um, so yeah, those two definitely stick out more than anybody. It's always been like, what's the word I'm looking for? An honor to step in with both of those teams.
Any really good one-on-one matches you've had?
One-on-one, man, actually, yes. I wrestled Bud Heavy one time at Continental Championship Wrestling, and it was very last minute, but Bud needed an opponent, and he chose me. So we went out there and we worked that crowd, and we made magic in that ring too, man. Bud's always been one of my favorite people in the wrestling business. The man that has like gold. So anytime I step in the ring with Bud, you know, those guys, he definitely brings it out of me. I bring it out of him. He's definitely a superstar. Congrats for him being on MLW, man. I love that guy. Anytime we get in the ring together, man, I know we're gonna go out and we're gonna kill it.
Very nice, very nice. Now, the other side of that coin, who have you not had a chance to work with that you're itching to get in there with? Who do you could have a really good match with?
Man, so I had the opportunity almost very recently to go one-on-one against Hunter Law down over at Generation Championship Wrestling. See, unfortunately, outside circumstances did not allow me to go compete, but it was definitely one that I was looking forward to because Hunter Law was also trained by Jay Lethal. He comes before us. He has always been influential in my wrestling career, has always looked out for me too. So to be able to test my ability, you know, against somebody like Hunter would have definitely have been a test for me, and I really wanted it, but unfortunately, you know, it wasn't in the cards. But I know one day we are going to step in the ring together, and I'm going to be able to, you know, show him exactly what I could do, you know. So sooner or later, we're going to be.
Oh, that sounds like a good one for sure. What's some of your favorite promotions and locker rooms you've been a part of?
Say one more time.
What are some of your favorite promotions and locker rooms you've been a part of?
Oh man, right off the top, of course, it would have to be Tampa. You know, Tampa Bay Pro. I know every single one of those guys. We all train together. We all, you know, come from the same trainer. We all are in the same family. So you know, Tampa Bay has always been like family to us. Definitely real pro wrestling, of course. You know, every time I step in that locker room, you know, I feel at home because it's you know, a lot of those guys are very welcoming, and it's you know, they always provide excellent competition, and they always have, you know, they have a good head on their shoulders in the promotion. You know, so all of them, they're fantastic. Grind Time Wrestling, as of late, has been one of my favorite promotions too. You know, those guys definitely have like real pro, a good head on their shoulders, and a great mind for the business. So Grind Time has been very good to us. So we'll continue to go out to Grind Time whenever they want. You know, as of late, and of course, I can't forget about ACW. You know, their locker room has definitely been very well to us too. You know, every time I step in the locker room with those guys, you know, it's like we haven't even been separated for that long. You know, it's just like getting right back to it. So anytime I'm in that locker room, it's a bunch of hungry individuals who all want to, you know, make the product look as good and as believable as can be. So yeah, man, all of those, they're like family to me. Anytime I step in that locker room, you know, they make me want to bring out the best, you know.
So we're living in a wacky times in wrestling right now during the COVID era. Is there any advice you can give to promotions or even workers as to what you think would be the best way to stay safe out there?
Of course, man. Let me tell you, definitely, keep your guys masked up. You know, keep your audience masked up. You never know where this thing can come from, you know, and it's very, it's the real deal, man. It's definitely the real deal. I know some guys that have been put on the shelf for a while, some very scary situations, you know. So, regardless of how you feel on the topic, you know, just protect others, you know, because you never know who has it and who's gonna catch it and where they're bringing it from, man. Get your guys tested beforehand, you know, a few days before the event. Make sure they're not, you know, putting anybody in danger, you know, because it's a very real thing out there. These times that we're living in with the COVID and the coronavirus, you know, it's very scary, man. But I'm just glad, you know, that it's not stopping these guys from you know, from continuing to put out wrestling products and you know, making it look as best as possible, you know. So um, definitely keep you guys masked up, you know, make sure you guys get tested. Make sure you guys are taking your vitamins, you know, saying your prayers, brother. But stay healthy, guys. You know, seriously, it's very scary out there.
Now let's see some time traveling. Where do you see Wheezy T in 5 years?
Woo! Man, I'm hoping definitely somewhere, man. Like I definitely want to get out of state. So hopefully I will be out of Florida within that time and working different types of promotions out in the United States. I'm not going to set the bar too high on where I'm going to be in 5 years, but I'm definitely going to push as hard as I possibly can. I definitely want to be working some major promotions. I definitely want to branch out and expand my services all over the country. Um, so the future's bright and it's open. I can't wait, man. I'm definitely going to work as hard as I possibly can to make sure that wherever I make it in those 5 years, it's rightfully deserved.
What advice would you give to someone just starting out in the wrestling business?
Don't give up, man. Like don't ever give up because there are going to be times where you want to give up, and there are going to be times where it seems like it's not worth it anymore. There are going to be times where it seems like you're doing everything you can and it's still not enough. You got people telling you there's a glass ceiling over your head, or there's that you can't make it, da 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 da. Don't ever listen to those guys, man. You keep pushing for your dream, you keep working, and don't ever give up, man. Wrestling, if it's something that you want, man, make it something that you're gonna get. Just keep working. Don't ever stop pushing for that dream, because I know I'm never gonna stop pushing for that dream. So just keep your head up and keep working. That's the best thing I can tell you. Don't give up.
And now for maybe the most important question of the interview: have you seen any good movies lately?
Woo. Let me see. Man, I am not a movie person, unfortunately, and I know that probably hurts. I'm sorry, but let me think. Man, I have not actually seen any good movies lately. I am so sorry. I play a bunch of video games more than I watch movies.
All right, well, let's go that route then. I won't kill you too much. Well, what's a good video game you played?
Right now I just bought a Switch, so I'm very late. I know. So I've been playing a lot of the new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, the one that is the remake of the very first one that came out for the Game Boy or the DS a long time ago. That one is actually like very nostalgic to me, and it's on the Switch and like online capability, and it's been very fun. Like uh, I just got a Switch, so I'm very late to it. But let me tell you, man, the Switch has been very good to me. So yeah, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, maybe get that one.
Very nice, very nice. Any plugs, merch plugs or show plugs, any upcoming events that you want to advertise real quick? Any social medias, anywhere people can book you, all that jazz.
Good. Oh, the best part. Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, at Wheezy Wrestling, very Southern, WRASSLIN. And on Facebook, of course, at Wheezy T. You follow my partner Logan Cruz at Logan Cruz PW on Instagram, and Logan Cruz, of course, on Facebook. Shout out to the Gifted page too, on Facebook as well. There are definitely please go ahead and like Tampa Bay Pro Wrestling, of course. If you know somebody out there who wants to get trained, we're going to do it right for you and take care of you. So the Lethal Academy will definitely take care of its own. So yeah, Tampa Bay Pro Wrestling. And February 20th at Grind Time Wrestling, myself and my partner Logan Cruz will be taking on the Sexy Angels for the Grind Time Wrestling Tag Team Champions. And I know we are going to bring the best out of each other because Noah Vale and Azrael, those guys are hungry, but be hungry. They may be the tag team champions, but me, myself, and my partner Logan Cruz, we are the Gifted. So Sarasota, Florida, February 20th. Make sure you don't miss it. Grind Time Wrestling. It's always a great show. Those guys are fantastic. So make sure you're there.
Very nice, very nice. Should be a great match. And any parting words for your adoring fans out there?
Oh my God! Thank you guys for being a fan. I would be nothing if it was not for the fans. Please continue to breathe easy and believe in Wheezy, baby. I will not let you guys down. And stay tuned, of course.
Fantastic stuff. You heard it from the man himself. It ain't easy being Wheezy, but it is easy being a fan of his. This was JPO Wheezy T here on Kayfabe Corner. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, notifications, all that jibber jabber. Thank you so much. Have a good one.